Oh, don't start. Remember when you used to play Batman? Motherfucker, I still play Batman. I just got my PS3 re-hooked up today. Don't start that crap. I still play that game. And arguably, I do have to replay it for the next video I need to work on my gaming channel. So, ha! Ha ha ha. So let's start with me. Oh, I watched that. Yeah, well, I've done some Batman videos on that gaming channel. I did a video on how I think they should remake Arkham Asylum. I've done some, I tried to do an Arkham Asylum walkthrough, but it didn't really pan out because of, like, just not many people wanting to watch it, and I got very annoyed with doing it. And I also put up, like, the Deathstroke thing, an epic teaser, and also, like, a ninja AR challenge with trying to get all 4 stars and stuff like that. And I've put out small little teasers for the Arkham Origins video. So, no, sir, I have been playing that game, so you, sir, don't know what y'all talking about. But I will say, I am working on what Batman game... What Batman game do you think is the best? Mine is City. I personally I don't really think any of them are the best. Arguably because they all have flaws in one way, shape, or another. I feel like if we're going to talk about which one is the best, then that really loses all type of argument because none of them are the best. Because it all depends on, like, your personal point of view. Yeah, they're all great. Well, great is projective. I would say they're good. They all have some type of flaws in one way, shape, or another. And right now, if you're curious what I'm working on the animated, I'm working on background stuff for animated assets that I have to make. Because I'm trying a different format when making videos, especially when it comes to CapCut, right? So I'm trying to... I don't really like how this looks. I really don't. I don't think that no, I'm not doing that. Let me move this down here. I have to, like, work on, like, animated, like, I have to work on, like, foreground and background stuff. The flaws of Arkham Knight is too much Batmobile. No! It's not the fact of too much Batmobile. No. The problem with Arkham Knight is that there's so many more problems than just that. The problems with Arkham Knight is more on the lines of, like, they started off really bad. Paul Dini was not involved in Arkham Knight, which is evident with the story. Jason Todd was never supposed to be the main villain. That was the first freaking thing I would say they screwed up on anyways. Also, I don't know what it is. I don't like... Okay. Foreground to, like, perspective stuff. The side missions, arguably, in Arkham Knight, I would say some are great, some are piss poor. The boss fights suck. And every wish thing of that. Also, hey, God Chicken. I don't like this at all. I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. Alright. I'm good. I had to reset up my PS3 today. Well, I had help, but I had to set that up. Fun stuff, let me tell you. Remember when I was the chat when you picked up the Harley Quinn and you said yes, and it was fucking hilarious. And I regret nothing. It was. Yes. Also, if you're curious, I'm doing a different strategy with animation stuff. So I'm going to be doing with the next couple videos. Now, this all depends on if I can get like background elements figured out, and I also have to like do the animation and segments. So like I have to figure out how to connect each body part and have to like do it. That's cool, man. And stuff like I'm actually taking a bit of a page, and I've actually picked up a lot of skill stuff from taking a bit of a break from uploading. From the Ink Tank and how they do some of their stuff. So, arguably, I'm kind of taking a bit of a page from them. And basically, your voice changed. Well, it could probably be because I haven't had much sleep, but also because I have my fan running and I'm leaning down. Or it could be this stupid fucking tablet. I actually did get in, I briefly didn't realize it, but I got in a call, got on the call in Discord, muted myself, and didn't realize it. And I was having trouble trying to look up, like, reference photos, stuff like that. It sounds less deep. Well, that can arguably change. Because I've tried scripting the story section for the, Epic Mickey, 3 video. I still need to do work on, like, animated assets for that, and I just need to freaking, do it a little differently. Because I arguably have gotten more frustrated with it, and I don't know why this stupid, it's doing it again. Oh my fucking god. The fucking, there, okay. I hate this thing. I hate this thing. I don't care. This is pissing me off. I need to get me a couple extra styluses because sometimes when I'm inking, the lines like curve or go too thick or thin when I don't want them to. And I need to like either refine or tweak my pressure settings, but I don't. Hold on. Where the fuck is it? Where's the fucking I don't know. Where? I don't know. I'm not fooling with it right now. It's gonna piss me off and I'm gonna just freaking get frustrated, so screw that. If you're curious what I'm doing, I'm hoping, keyword, this pans out, but I'm basically going to try to do a different style of animation that's kind of similar to how, like, the Ink Tank do their animation stuff, where it's like digital puppetry, where it's like VHX or whatever, where I don't care. Fuck off. Basically, they make each asset and then, like, move it with, like, keyframes and, like, animate it and stuff like that. Well, I want to kind of do a bit of a similar strategy where I'm going to be, like, making a bunch of assets for a couple videos, which is going to push me back weeks, probably. Weeks! Fun shit! And basically, I'm going to try to implement them into, like, the different sections, because I would say, arguably, I have redone the boss fight sections, like, 5 to 10 times, and I arguably hate working on them. Because, like, I either ramble too much on them, and I don't like how they come out, or I didn't really think them... Ugh. I didn't think them through. So, I want to like, redo them and, like, also add stuff that I didn't really do originally. Not get over what? Yeah, I know. Well, it happens. There's been a lot of people that have died. The voice actress and also mocap actress for Cassandra from Resident Evil 8 died a long while back. And she was pretty young, too. Like 39. And before you ask, it was complications, I think, with, like, some type of cancer stuff, so... What? She died? Yeah. She died. There's been a lot of people that have died. I've paid attention to stuff, but I didn't find out about that till recently. It must have blew past me. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't either till, I think, the day before yesterday. Damn. Yeah, I think it was like some type of complications with like some type of cancer stuff. I don't know I don't know the full thing cuz like I did like I saw like a tweet in a remembrance of her um that dug me down to like looking it up just to see if it was like legit, and she did. And it was, and that really sucked. Um to find out about, um, and stuff like that. So, yeah. Like, she was like, I think she was like 39, so, yeah. Yeah, well, the thing is with him, well, I think the most shocking was, like, the Tony Todd passing away, but also, like, if you dig far enough, like, just like with Kevin Conroy, he was sick, and it's like, if it, sometimes it's like one of those things where people can hide their sicknesses really well, and you don't ever really pick up or notice until, like, it's far too late. And you know, and that type of stuff can happen. I feel like, you know, anyone who says, oh, by the way, I actually ended up doing a little bit of research of my own on something. So I think it was a live stream a while back. Somebody came in the chat and just started rambling and kind of trying to stir shit. And you want to know what's funny is they actually claimed that they were, I think they were Savage, one of the Arkham YouTubers. They weren't him. But that's funny is that they had a name that was actually a popular, like somebody else's like YouTube name as well. So it's like this same douchebag that's harassing people is like fucking, you know, he's using other people's thing. He's claiming that he's this or this. He's like, at this point, I would just argue, get a life, you loser. Like, I don't like being an asshole like that. I don't like going that far. But it's like, arguably, I sometimes feel like for certain cases, it's like, get a life, you fucking loser. Why? I do not know what Chadwick Boseman hid his sickness. It was late before I knew. Well, I feel like people have a right to their privacy. If something happened to me, something was going on with me, I probably wouldn't tell anybody or say it completely publicly until, you know, like, there was already news. It's like, I like to keep my private life private and keep my YouTube stuff, because it's like, it's not to be an asshole, but it's none of your guys' business. I'm sorry. I kind of operate in that philosophy of, like, it's not your business. So, you know, I'm open when I need to be, but it's like, I'm also kind of like very shut off. Where, if I'm not gonna talk about stuff that's, I don't need to talk about, you know? Arguably because, like, I don't need to. I think that's normal, yeah. And plus, it's like, I feel like for me, it's more of a thing of like, I don't like my business, yeah, I don't like my business out there in the streets either, yeah. Well, except for your country music secret loving of that, you know, that's, we all know that's something you don't hide, okay? I'm such an asshole. I'm such an asshole. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? I'm being an asshole. I'm sorry. It's an inside joke after one of the streams, because I played a. Did I just join back? Nothing. No, I was just kind of being an ass. It's an inside joke because of something, and I'm joking with him about because he hates country music. I hate it myself, but I like fucking being an asshole. So, but if you guys are curious, when it comes to like each of like the animated assets, I'm doing them all from scratch. That's how I did the Vanoss Gaming one. That is a good Deathstroke mask. Well, thanks. I'm basing it off of one of these sketches because I'm going to basically animating stuff from like and I'm basically going to be animating like segments. Like I basically will have his forearm, his mask, his eyes and stuff like that, and I have to like move them piece by piece. Actually, that's what I did. Hold on, I'll just show you guys. Go to my gallery real quick. With I actually redid this. Damn it. Redid that, but also
I unlocked the rice hat.
I got the samurai red.
No way! Did you? Yeah, it says thanks for creating the coronavirus, you
Oh my god.
yeah, but this one I had to censor because I got the uncensored clip. I'm not playing it on stream, but I got the one from the Vanoss Gaming, like the golf thing, where he was like, "Oh yeah, I unlocked the rice hat," and he's like, and so basically with this, I made each custom part for him to talk.
I unlocked the rice hat.
I got the samurai red.
No way! Did you? Yeah, it says thanks for creating the coronavirus, you
Oh my god.
So yeah, basically it's gonna be a similar strategy, but an arguably less racist one, because I'm going to be doing like animated assets, and also like, so this way I'm not relying too much on like fan art, because like I'm very, how do I say it, more, I like to draw, but like I arguably have like even less time, and I don't have like a backup artist for some of these projects. Like I do, but I don't. Why less? Because I'm most of the time doing more work in the editing department, and basically trying to get like a bunch of stuff done. Like I'm more often than not like editing the audio or trying to script stuff, and it's arguably more frustrating, because like I found like when I'm trying to audio record, like my stutter will act up, or like I'm trying to read something and it just doesn't read right, or just doesn't look good. And for me, that's infuriating, because like I don't know. I don't like it because it just gets on my nerves, arguably. Also, I do have my PS3. Yeah, you have a stutter. You have a stutter? A little bit. Sometimes when I'm trying to like do stuff or like record or stuff like that, it'll I have literally audio recorded test stuff where I'm just like, sometimes I'll have like a bit of a stutter or like a lapse of stuff. So it like acts up, and It's on my nerves. Also, I do have the uncensored version, but I'm not going to be playing that on stream. If you guys want to see that, I'm going to probably have like a full animated version of that, what's it called? And it'll be like, there'll be two versions, one with that's censored, which will be one that will be put up on the art channel. And also, it's going to be the other one will be non-censored, which will have like a rating. I'm doing Evil Karma Run. Yeah, play it on stream. No, no. I will not. I will say, arguably, I'm spending more time working on making sure that the videos I put out on, like, the separate channels, like, especially the gaming one, I want to put in as much effort in the long-form content than anything else. Because, like, one of the biggest things I've learned for doing YouTube so long is that when you start up a new channel, arguably the best piece of advice that I could say is don't upload right away. And also, I feel like the biggest thing that I've learned from doing this channel compared to the other ones is that when you're doing like content, I would say most people want to do quantity over quality just to get more clicks and stuff like that. And if you're relying on shorts, I guess that's fine, but it's not going to get you anywhere in the long run. And if you're wanting to do like more videos and long form content, then the best strategy is to really just put in the effort into like making the stuff with a lot of quality where people will want to stay and they'll want to watch and they'll want to hear what you have to say. I found doing that with the gaming channel to be more engaging and more fun because like at first I was kind of like struggling a bit, but the more I've gotten the hang of it, you know, it's well, yeah, I know. But the more I've gotten the hang of it, the more I've picked up on like little things that have really helped me out in the long run for the content over there and the art channel. I feel like with the gaming channel, when it comes to like doing like walkthroughs and stuff like that, I at first it's like more of a struggle because like that's something that's been dominated and you really have to add something to really add something new to it to really, you know, push it. But with idea focused videos and long form content like that, I feel like for me putting in as much effort as I have into like really thinking about it and like putting like, okay, well, what could be improved here, what could be improved there. Like arguably I was actually playing through Arkham Origins on the PS3 and I got to the Killer Croc fight. Besides the swiping charge he does and the little bit of a ground pound, arguably the boss fight really isn't that engaging. Like, it doesn't take a whole lot to defeat him, I would say. I would say that it takes, like, if you actually blow up those canisters, his health will pretty much deplete like that. And I feel like that's the one weaker aspect of that fight. Yes, it's a tutorial fight. Yes, I know. But I do feel like there could be more to it that could be engaging. Hell, I was actually looking into it, and like Killer Croc was actually supposed to be a fight again at the end of the game. Like, I think they cut it, but basically, it would have worked the same way, so that's another probably reason why they cut it, is like, without the canisters, it's just gonna be the same type of fight. And I feel like that's probably another reason why they were like, nah, that, like, people would complain, and it doesn't really work, and stuff like that. But if you, like, look at the game files and a lot of, like, content that was, like, arguably cut, I feel like Killer Croc having a second fight is interesting, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff I would have preferred in Origins if they really pushed it. Hell, arguably, their original concept for the Bane fight, I would say, is a leagues fucking better than what we got near the end. And I personally would have preferred if the last fight was 2 stages. The first stage would be in an open area, similar to what we had in this, like, demo thing or, like, concept, whatever. And the other half of it would be in the hallway thing. Because something I really liked with the open area thing for Bane and that the original concept is that you can use the gargoyles, but he can jump up and smash them. He can, there's like, it was a playable arena. There's actually a video. There was talking about, like, cut content from, like, bosses and stuff like that. And this was, like, some stuff that I was looking at, and I thought, damn, I really would have preferred this, you know? Even with Jason, they looked at Arkham Knight with, like, Jason's boss fight. There was a lot of features that was cut from his boss fight. Pause. Yes. Like, legitimately, there was, like, a lot of features cut from the Jason Todd boss fight, even in Arkham Knight. There was, I believe, he could switch vantage points. He would get very annoyed and then come down and hunt you by himself. There would be more quick time events. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. Batman getting smashed by Bane. Shut up. No, basically, there was a lot of cut content from the Arkham Origins Bane fight. Like the secondary one, the more stealth-based one. And I actually would argue that their original concept is a little bit better than, you know, he jumps up. No, he smashes the gargoyle you're on, you pervert. Shut up. Like, there's literally, I believe, like, a playable, I wouldn't say demo, but, like, there's footage of it. Like, it was a wide open arena. It would have been like a Mr. Freeze version of the Bane fight. The only way to knock him out, I believe, is there would have been, like, electricity stuff, obviously. And then, like, later on, there's, like, a crane that you can use to knock him out and stuff. But basically, I would say what they had originally, I would say, is arguably leagues better than what we got. I know that's an unfair argument, considering, you know, Arkham Origins is already, like, the black sheep of the fucking Arkham franchise. But I feel like, for me, I don't know. I feel like there's so much that you could argue that would have been better than what we had. Like, there was a video going over, like, all the removed content from, like, the boss fights. And that's where I got this knowledge. So, there was, like, cut content a little bit from the Deathstroke fight. Like, dialogue and maybe a couple extra animations, but not really too much because the fight would have been the same. But basically, the Deathstroke fight, I know there would have been a Harley Quinn fight in Arkham Knight. There was one thing. Remove content from the Clayface fight. That would have cool. Oh, there's the fucking Red Hood one. Well, wait a minute. Where's Deathstroke? I want to first see Deathstroke's thing. Harley Quinn's fight. Yes, we see Deathstroke. Killer Croc. Wait, was that Killer Croc or no? That is Killer Croc. Okay, so a brief thing for that. I'm just gonna erase these layers. I don't like them.
At the very end of Arkham Origins, you end up returning to Blackgate to stop a prison riot. When you're making your way through the cell blocks, after you talk to Deathstroke, you have to go through one round of combat, a second round of combat immediately after, and once you've cleared both rooms, you can finally reach the Panopticon for the cutscene. Well, this second fight before the Panopticon wasn't supposed to be a regular combat encounter at all. No, it was actually supposed to be another fight against Killer Croc. How do we know this? Well, some of the Arkham modders were actually able to get their hands on a pre-alpha build of Arkham Origins, which is an early version of the game while it was still in development for those who don't know. So, huge thank you to Wolf Gaming. All of the pre-alpha footage you're about to see in this section was recorded by them. We can clearly see some of the ideas for this part of the game before they were completely changed prior to the final release of Arkham Origins. Now, as soon as you'd walk into the Panopticon access room, you'd meet face-to-face with Croc.
Also, give me a second. I'm gonna shut the door just in case. To my room while I'm working. Just in case my father gets home earlier than I expected. Just in case.
Mauling an Enforcer at the moment. After Croc finished with the Enforcer, Batman and him would have a little back and forth through dialogue, and then the boss battle would commence. The problem? This wasn't going to be a unique boss fight at all. It was legitimately just a copy-paste of Croc's exact tutorial boss fight thrown in at the end of the game, aside from two small differences. There weren't any canisters for Croc to throw at you like he did on the rooftop fight, and this time around there would be more thugs to attack you alongside Croc, which you can't see in the...
Fuck you, shut up. No, he isn't.
Basically, imagine the exact same combat encounter
Smart ass.
final release of Arkham Origins, just with Killer Croc thrown into the mix instead of the Enforcer. Because, yeah, Croc was supposed to eat that guy before the fight began. Once you cleared the room and successfully defeated Croc, Batman would just leave him there unconscious, which does play into the story. You see, remember how Croc makes a brief cameo after the TN1 Bane boss where he grabs Batman, gets hit with a sniper bullet, and then makes a run for it? Well, pre-alpha, since Batman had obviously knocked out Croc by this point, he was never supposed to show up here for that cameo originally. In fact, this whole scene was planned to go down slightly differently, because as soon as you arrive, Gordon was supposed to already be by the warden's side instead of coming in from the top to take out the sniper, which means you would have actually had to deal with the sniper yourself while in the middle of a team-up encounter with Gordon. Once again, huge shout out to Wolf Gaming for letting me use all of this pre-alpha footage. When I first saw that this was the original way Killer Croc was going to be used during the end of the game in Blackgate, instead of having him make that brief cameo, I was of the mindset that it would have been kind of stupid to just copy-paste a literal tutorial boss fight into the finale with no innovation whatsoever, and was honestly glad it got cut. But, I don't know. Thinking of it from the perspective that Croc would have been more of a mini-boss at this stage of the game to fight alongside a bunch of prisoners in place of the Enforcer guy kind of sounds intriguing. I think it could have made this encounter much more interesting and definitely harder to beat. Then again, there's already a combat boss battle with Bane literally right after this fight though, so it was probably for the best that they cut Croc's second boss battle for pacing purposes and just replaced him with another Enforcer instead. He chose this life. I'm never coming back.
Hey, get a grip. Been studying hard.
I don't care! Skip!
Number 4. Jason Todd's original final boss battle that was cut from Arkham Knight. Now, as we know, during the last part of the Arkham Knight HQ mission, Jason reveals his identity to Batman, turns his dual pistols into a sniper rifle, and then we're thrown right into a full-on stealth boss fight against our former ally. Unfortunately, Red Hood's battle, at least in the release version of Arkham Knight, ended up being fairly simple. All you have to do is avoid Jason's deadly sniper vision to sneak up under his gargoyle, grapple up to surprise him, and then do that 3 more times to defeat him. Obviously, you still have to deal with enemies and drones throughout the fight as well, but Jason himself doesn't really do much, especially for a final boss battle against a character who was so built up. Well, turns out this fight was planned to be a lot more complex than what we ended up getting, and I would even go as far to say that this had major potential to be the best boss battle in the entire Arkham series. I'm dead serious. Thanks to Darksheet, who was able to uncover loads of unused animations and such in the game files, he discovered a lot of aspects of this fight that got cut from Jason's moveset, and we have a pretty good idea as to what the concept was for this boss originally. You see, the overall premise still remained the same: sneak under Jason's gargoyle and grapple up to deal damage. However, instead of Jason just sitting stationary on a single gargoyle waiting for Batman to show himself, it would have actually been the complete opposite. Red Hood was supposed to have the ability to grapple around using a zipline gadget that was attached to his gun, allowing him to quickly move from one vantage point to another. We even have the animations of this zipline gadget, where you can see Jason crouched on a gargoyle, turn away from his sniping position and aim his gun at another gargoyle, and then completely zip over to a different vantage point extremely fast. Now, obviously, that's a really cool mechanic that I definitely wish had made it into the final game, because that right there would have instantly added so much more complexity to how you plan your stealth and how you get under Jason's gargoyle. With that said, it's also not the only form of movement Jason was supposed to have though, because some cut sections of the fight involved Red Hood getting off of his vantage point and hunting down Batman on foot. Yep, I'm not even kidding. To get off his gargoyle, Jason would have attached a grappling hook onto his vantage point, swung himself over the side, sliding down the rope and landing on the ground like this, sniper in hand. Now that he's on the ground, he would have been trying to track down the player and kill Batman on foot, which is complemented by the fact that we can clearly see he has multiple unused walking animations. Patrolling the room while holding his sniper rifle, lots of turning around movements where he's glancing over his shoulder, climbing up and down ladders. Yeah, he could do it all. It seems like this part of the fight was very similar to both Mr. Freeze from Arkham City and TN1 Bane from Arkham Origins, a stealth encounter where you're not the predator, but rather the prey. I can't be sure, so don't take this as a fact, but how I think Jason's on-foot segments would have worked is that it was a scripted part of the fight where he'd jump off his gargoyle during a certain phase or phases to track you down himself. Who knows though, maybe it was designed to be something like if it took the player too long to get under Jason's gargoyle, he would have gotten tired of waiting in a sniper position and would come down to the floor level as a sort of punishment for not being quick enough. Like I said, we simply don't know. Now obviously, these sections with Jason tracking on foot wouldn't have lasted forever though. After some time, likely if you escaped him for long enough, Red Hood would have made his way back under a gargoyle, grappling up to a vantage point, and then the hunt would end and Jason would have taken a sniping position once again. Okay, can I just say that is absolutely insane? I can't believe they just cut the coolest part of Red Hood's boss fight out and removed it entirely. But what if I told you that's still not all? You see, like I said, to progress the boss fight, the way to deal damage to Jason still was to sneak under his vantage point and grapple up, much like in the final game. However, instead of these sections in between phases just being short little cutscenes of Batman and Red Hood interacting, they were actually going to be fully fledged QuickTime events where you had to physically counter, punch, things like the Christina Bell encounter or any of the dual play boss fights. We also have some footage of what these QTEs could have looked like had they not been cut. Instead of just staying on the gargoyle before Jason uses the smoke bomb during these sections, it appears that Batman was originally going to knock Red Hood off of the vantage point every time, and then the QuickTime event would occur while both of them were on the ground. As you can see in some of these animations, it's Jason who's getting a brutal beatdown from Batman, while in another, it's Jason who's winning the fight and beating down Bruce instead, likely if you failed the QTE. Also, remember that damage done to the front of Red Hood's mask in the final cutscene? That wasn't just supposed to appear as a result of laying on the ground. No, Batman was was going to be the one who caused that damage in one of these quick time events. So yeah, it really does seem like this boss fight was meant to be an extremely intense back and forth between student and master through and through, all the way until arriving at the very end. When the player grapples up on Jason's gargoyle for the fourth and final time, this would have originally triggered the last quick time event. Red Hood would attack, a counter prompt would show, and if you countered, the boss fight would end exactly like it did in the release version of the game, with both Batman and Jason falling from a vantage point, slamming into the floor, cue the cutscene. Wow, now that would have been one amazing boss fight. Like I said, we simply don't know the hows. How would Jason track you around? Could he use his own version of detective mode? Could he follow you through grates and chase you with his zipline across the gargoyles? How long would he sit perched on top of a vantage point before he came down to the floor level? And how long would he track you down on foot before heading back up? Was there any way to attack him while he was on foot, or was the goal just to run away? All of these are things we'll probably never know, unfortunately. But what we do know is that it seems like Rocksteady was planning on going all out for this boss battle. Red Hood zipping around different gargoyles, Batman being hunted on foot by his former ally, multiple QuickTime events with intense back and forths where you're fighting Jason hand to hand. The full version of the Arkham Knights fight was going to be amazing. Once again, huge shout out to Darksheet for data mining and discovering all of this in the first place. It's really cool to see in hindsight, but also kind of...
But yeah, I'm going to be I don't know. I'll probably be streaming for another couple minutes and stuff, because I do need to do some stuff off stream. So I'm gonna try to iron out some other stuff. What is it called? Like, try to iron out the details and maybe work on a little bit of some more animated assets stuff. So that's one. I know that I'm going to have to work on like background stuff. Son of a bitch. I hate it when it does this. It's really annoying. Fuck. I don't know how I'm gonna do the fucking background stuff. Damn it. I'll probably figure it out later. Ow. Hold on. I'm gonna have to get like screenshots of the boiler deck, like just the boiler deck on its own, and try to figure that. Well, I gotta go to bed for some reason. Good night. All right. Well, have a good night. I'm probably gonna be ending the stream here in a second, anyways. It's gonna be more of a shorter stream tonight because I'm just working on a little bit of some assets, trying to figure out some stuff. Need to do like backgrounds, and probably gonna need to be doing other stuff all on my own. Like stuff like that. So I might try to stream again tomorrow, but tonight I am going to be cutting it a little bit shorter. Yeah, I know, unusual, but I have other things I need to do in my private, try to figure out stuff. So I just wanted to work on maybe one little asset, and I'll probably do more stuff later on. So like I'm gonna probably try to figure stuff out. So ow, I'm gonna try to stream again later, or maybe tomorrow, just depends. So yeah, sorry to cut this one short, guys, but I have a lot of asset making I need to do in private and kind of try to do stuff, and that's hard to do on stream. So I already had that one already technically figured out how to draw. So peace out, bye bye, have a good night till later.